Hello YouTube, this is ChardarYuGiOh, and today I want to talk about why I think that this format that we're in right now is actually a pretty good format, and why I'm enjoying playing in it. For this discussion, I'm going to use YCS Anaheim from last weekend as an example. There were, in the top 32, there were 11 Burning Abyss, 10 Quilliforts, 9 Shaddolls, and 2 Stellar Knights. So, pretty much you have a top 3 decks, and all 3 decks are fairly evenly viable with Burning Abyss, Quillfort, and Shaddolls. But what I like about this format is the variety between those decks. If you look at traditional deck types, you have aggro, combo, and control. Aggro is just extremely aggressive beatdown playstyle, such as Quillfort. Burning Abyss is very heavily control based, and Shaddolls is a combo deck based on stringing together Shaddol effects, infusions, and quick plays, and all kinds of cards like that. So what I think is good about this format is that all 3 of those decks are fairly equally viable, but there's one of each play style. So regardless of how you like to play the game, whether you like to play it control-oriented or combo or just really aggressive, you have options. You can play any play style you want. And normally I really like control decks actually, but I played Mermails and I'm playing Quilliforts, so I've been trying out aggressive decks. I'm probably going to go back to control decks next format, but whichever you prefer, it's up to you. You can play a deck that fits your playstyle. And then Stellar Knights, Trap Tricks, that anti-meta Tribute Summon deck with Vanity's Fiend and Majesty's Fiend, like, there are a few rogue decks floating around, and especially at local and regional levels, you'll be able to play other decks, perhaps not as effectively as they could, but that's always been how Yu-Gi-Oh's been. Like, rogue decks have always struggled at higher level tournaments, so I don't think it's unrealistic to expect any different from this format. But as far as being a format where like only E-Dragons are viable, or say the last 3 deck format I can think of, or at least the best example, is probably Wind Up Inzektor Dino Rabbit. And that format just kind of sucked because whoever went first had such a huge advantage, where Dino Rabbit would just completely lock you out. You can't play anything. Wind-ups could rip you out of your hand, or Inzektors can just, if Inzektors get their combo before you do, they just completely blow you out. And decks like that, Quilliforts can kind of do that, but they're the aggro deck. That's to be expected. But that doesn't happen quite as much this format as I think it has in past formats. So if you agree with me and you think this is a good format, post down below, and peace out, YouTube.